Welcome to Analysis Gallery. This is our duo show. I'm Niek Hendrix and this is...
My name is Bert Frings. I'm a painter and make drawings, and most of them are still life paintings. And yeah, I think in that way we also found each other because it's something that we are both interested in.
As an artist, I deal with how representation functions. So if we see an image, how does it give us meaning? So I have to deal with history, culture, economics, geopolitics. So there's a lot of it going around before I finally make a picture.
In my still lives, they are more or less or very loose, based on 17th century still life painting, but then with more contemporary items.
The motif of a still life is a Dutch invention from the 17th century. Before that, still lifes did not really exist. So I'm more interested in how these pictures function as a way to give meaning, so whether it be moral or ethical. And by changing the colors and the contrast and light and dark, you still understand the original picture, but it's like through an LSD trip. So there's two different ways of dealing with these still life motifs.
Yeah.
Like you make them in a contemporary way, and for me I see no need to make them contemporary. I just make them contemporary by painting them now again in weird colors.
Yeah, I think therefore it's also very nice and exhibition that I really like, because you can see the traditional still life and what Nick did to it, and next to that you can see my interpretation of the older work of the 17th century work, but with contemporary items. Both have a little bit different approach to the meaning of the painting, but yeah, there are several things you immediately see where they connect. This Ambrosius Bosgaard painting, and yeah, it's this size, maybe it's even smaller than that. And yeah, when I saw it probably more than 10 years ago, I was like really fascinated by it for several reasons, because it's decay, it's about death, it's about dying. And yeah, it's all also about this frog that is lying on its back, which is almost, or it feels like a human. So there's so much in it.
So when he told me that, I was just like, I'm gonna use that picture. So that's the reason why I painted. I thought it would really fit this show. By changing the colors, it becomes this fiery, intense. So it's quite small, but still it feels quite large. So yeah, it was a nice part of our conversation as well.
For me, the paintings are also a lot about animals. For example, we already talked about frog, the cereal boxes that all carry animals, and yeah, it's always the animal with a more or less human face. So yeah, it's very far from the original animal. And yeah, for me, Corona, for example, was an eye-opener when you spend a lot of time at home and just looking outside the garden. Then yeah, birds in my garden became really interesting to me, and I was really observing them. So and it became more or less part of the family. So I started to see him as an individual.
I think that all images are lies in the end. They're all constructions. So in Bert's case, they're like animals that pretend to be like a comic friend in a way, or how a still life tells us about who we are, but in the end they're all lies, they're all constructions. And I think we as artists, we only make these constructions and they tell us who we are, but only if you let it. So.